Wouldn't you know, though, one day I decide I'm going to get back in the habit of doing my own videos on YouTube and I come up with a plan. It's raining out. So, anywho, here we are. I am Melinda Van Fleet and welcome to my channel. If you have just stumbled on me for the first time, again, welcome. If you have already subscribed, thank you for tuning in. You can probably go back in history and see I have quite a bit of tweaks and pivots along my social media journey. I'm not going to get into that, but I have been wanting to layer in some type of next level conversation that cuts through the fluff, that cuts through the YouTube, you should do this and you should show up like this and you need to talk like this and you need the camera movements like this and all that shit that I really don't think matters. I really don't think matters. So I want to just show up in my car. One of my favorite YouTubers, Mark Houghton, he is in his car, and I think it's just so easy, and show up as me. I'm 54 and I have a lot of experience, and I know there are so many other women and men out there that are over 50 that have just so much wisdom and experience to share with others and help others. As the older we get, we need the more unwiring from all the chaos. We need the more unwiring from our childhood that no one has ever really talked about. And we need all the unwiring from corporate America, from our jobs, from business, from people, from neighbors, from friends, from all of these things that we have been consuming in a way for many, many, many years. And it is causing a lot of issues. It's causing health issues. It's causing hair loss, weight gain, just overall not feeling good. And I feel like I can really address a lot of these things at this point in my juncture. And as I continue to learn, I will also continue to share. And that is what mentorship is. Mentorship is someone who's just a little bit ahead of you in regards to the journey that you are on. So again, if you are here, welcome. That means that you have found my channel for this reason. And I really hope that my intention to share really helps you in your journey too. So if you feel called to leave me a comment, that would be amazing. My website's melindavanfleet.com. And I'm not really selling any programs or things like that. I only do long-term mentorship now, 3 months or annual. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is because of all the crap that's out there, and that change really actually does take some time and does take some help. And there's a lot of reasons for that I will dive in over the course of me doing videos that no one talks about. So I want to just really get grounded to the fact I plan to do these every morning, Monday through Friday. This is going to be my plan. If I miss a day, please forgive me. And I'm going to just try to upload them right from my phone, right to YouTube. So they're going to be raw with not a lot of show notes, but because you know what, with YouTube, show notes don't matter. It's really just the title of your YouTube and your thumbnail. So, and then God, literally God. So also too, if you don't know me, my husband and I own Good Karma Sport Fishing and Educational Programs, and we started that business in 2012. So I have a lot of history, a lot of a journey, and we just monetized that YouTube channel. Woo! We just monetized it. So if we can do it with no fancy drone shots and fancy equipment and all this stuff, you can do it too. So that's another thing I just want to always be clear is you can do it as long as you feel it's your blueprint, which I think is really, really important. Don't try to copy someone else per se. If you feel called that that's your blueprint, then do that. So my husband likes to shoot his videos at the marina. I have shot mine in the car over the years. I like that. So I'm just rolling with that and we'll see where this goes. And then I'm also going to continue to do my monthly videos with my niece Sienna. So if you feel called to watch those will be different. Those are book reviews and writing tips. So, and there's always an aha moment or two in those from either myself or Sienna. So check those out. So again, it's raining. And I go for a walk every morning very early. It's been my ritual for many, many years. It's life changing on so many levels. And then there's just like reasons why I do it. You know, it's cooler in Florida, less bugs, shit like that. So I just get it done. So this morning I woke up and we are in desperate need of rain in South Florida and probably other parts of the world as well. And I noticed that there was a little bit of rain. This was about 3 o'clock. And I noticed the lightning. So the lightning was striking off in the distance as to the neighborhood, over the neighborhood I normally walk in. And so I'm really good with weather. And so is my husband. It's kind of like part gift, part awareness, part just our jobs with the sport fishing. And I was like, I feel like I've got about 20 minutes that I can get my walk in with how the lightning is versus where we live. So sure shit, I was right. So I got a mini walk in for 20 minutes versus the normal hour and a half that I normally do. Sorry, my car lights just went out. And I got that done. So when I got back, I still had time to complete a workout. So another thing I want to start doing is get back to lifting my little arm weights, using my leg bands, doing some squats and some stretches. So when I went to do that, I was like, what can I focus on? So I have a beautiful piece of artwork that I bought when I was a sales rep from one of my vendors. And this was like in 2018. That is a very large underwater piece. And that piece of artwork has like fish and different things. So if someone before this morning would have asked me, what is on that painting? I would have told you 2 sea turtles, 2 seahorses, a coral, and some fish floating around. Now, mind you, I bought this in 2018. 2018. So this morning, as I'm using my little arm weights and my leg bands and doing squats, and focusing on the piece of artwork, I noticed all these other things that I never noticed before. I blew my own mind with my own conscious awareness of what was just going on in this piece of artwork. I noticed a little baby octopus in the bottom left corner. I noticed 2 starfish that were hiding in the coral. I noticed that there were 3 little baby seahorses around the 2 seahorses. I also noticed 3 fish that were kind of looking like needle nose fish. And if you are familiar with like fish in the Keys, it's just kind of like, I don't know, some type of bait fish, not really a great bait fish, but they float around the marina. So I know what they are. And I was like, wow, I have never noticed those things before. So where I'm going with this is just really making sure that you are being really present in what you are doing. And then also understanding that this is an evolving process of opening up your conscious awareness, which will lead to more intuitive insights. And the awareness is what is really key. The awareness. Everything in your life goes back to awareness. Every single thing. So the more that you just stop and take a moment and look at something and really look at something. Don't look at something from like a checklist, like, oh, Melinda, I did that. Yeah, that didn't work. People do all that stuff all the time, right? Especially with coaching programs. I already did that. Didn't work. Oh, it didn't work. We have to deal with that sometimes with people in our educational programs. And, that's their journey. But things work. They do work. You just have to do them. You have to do the practice. You have to do the habit. You have to do the actual thing and show up. So the awareness that I have now that even was a thing is also another level. Think about it. So to then have the awareness that I saw the thing and think about all of that is a whole other level of awareness. So it's like this onion that just keeps on like peeling off another layer and another layer and another layer. And I've heard other coaches over the years talk about, onions and things. And it's just true. It's such a great analogy. Our lives are like onions. I remember when I wrote my first nonfiction book, Confidence Mastery for Couples, there's a story in there. And whenever I meet someone that's read that book, they always bring up that story about Ryan and I getting in a fight about socks and like laundry. And there's so many layers to that fight. So many layers. And if I went back to reread it, which I probably should, because I keep thinking about my past books and how insightful they really were, and I'll talk more about this over time, there's just still so many layers to those things. And this doesn't make me more special than anybody. This is just life. This is all of us, all of us. So if you sat today and you looked at something and you really, really looked at it, you can just pick like a household item, pick a plant. Like, do you have a plant that you can just gaze at and look at the veins in the leaves? And maybe there's a leaf that's a little yellow, or maybe the leaves have like little holes and you need to spray some Dawn on them. Just pick something and just really look at it and try to notice something that you've never noticed before. And then like contemplate that. And once you start to do that and make these different little exercises, let's call them, a habit, a new habit, you will be amazed at the more and more things you're going to start to notice. It's really fascinating. And those things, those little awakenings, are what will create the changes in your life. That's what creates the changes. So all this talk out there online about like quantum jumping and blah, 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 I manifested this in like a day, or, whatever. That's fine. But honestly, it just goes back to awareness. When you're aware that you need to change something, or do something that you weren't doing, clear something that you weren't paying attention to. I've got a list of those from the past few months. Then you're going to have those things. I hate even use the word manifest because it's so fucking overused, but manifest faster, right? Like what you really want. You're going to achieve your goals. I just feel that's more grounding. Achieve your goals like faster than you wanted, whatever that goal is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a new job, whether it's making more money, whether it's just like being happier. Like that's the best goal ever. Just fucking be happy, right? Then all of those things will happen for you. I promise. So look around your house, look around your yard, look around your car. I'll give you a couple other ideas. Maybe you are someone who has crystals. You can like stare at the facets of a crystal. I already told you about a plant. Ryan and it's really he has this big jar of seashells. Like when I was looking around for other ideas this morning, I was like, gosh, I could just like stare at this beautiful jar of seashells. Like seashells are all unique. So find something that has like some unique qualities to it and just look at it. I don't know, 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes, then do 10 minutes, then do 15 if you can. Like you don't need to make this a big project. But, and if you could do it where you have like a different activity, like I was working out, do that. You're maximizing your time and you'll start to see things click more. But this also takes time. So don't think that like all these things are just going to like happen like with one time doing this. Make this a regular practice. If you can every day, if you can a couple times a day, or at least like a couple times a week. Schedule it on your calendar if you need to. Use your phone for something good and set the timer to do it. Whatever. But just do it. And I promise you, it will help you change and shift. So thanks for watching. Give me a like, subscribe, and let's see if I can like monetize this channel in a year. That would be hilarious. I'd actually like laugh my ass off. But thanks for watching and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.